Hi, party people. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, my most beautiful sunshines, my most beautiful sunflowers. Hi, you beautiful, 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 most adored human beings. I love you so much, okay? It depends on who you are because there are people out there who I despise. Not really many, but there definitely are some that have done very cruel things to me, so I don't love them, okay? Probably deep down at a soul level, there's just unconditional love because that's just what it is, right? There's just unconditional love. We are all made out of unconditional love and we are all connected in that very thing. So when it comes down to it, deep, deep, deep down, I probably do love them, but I'm not there, okay? And I don't need to be because I'm a human as well, and humans need boundaries. And of those, I have accumulated, I have created, I have put myself into this beautiful set of boundaries. And it took me a very, very long time to get here because I am, by the way, hi, I'm Sandra. I'm a neurodivergent oracle and empath. And I was growing up in a dysfunctional family system where I was, well, being abused. Well, that's just what happens in a dysfunctional family system. If you're the scapegoat, which I was the scapegoat. So that just when you have this role, when that's who you are, when this is the situation, okay, then it will be so that the person that's doing the main abusing, which was my father, which was the narcissist. And I know we speak of the word narcissist all the time these days and everyone's using it and everyone is supposedly a narcissist, but my dad, he really is one. And I also do believe that it's just the amount of narcissists has increased because of what's going on in the world, okay? And because of where we're at in our development of the whole species of humanity and of the cosmic ascension that we're going through, where it's coming up to the surface, everything that we once didn't look at and we weren't able to see, and now everything is coming up from inside out, basically from deep down. It's coming to the surface for us to see, and that's what's coming up, is like all these different narratives, all these different belief systems, all these conditioned toxic thought patterns that we have integrated as a collective and that were previously not obvious to us, and everything's coming up to be transmuted, to be formed back into, alchemized back into love. And therefore everything that is not love, everything that is all of this toxic shit, all this patriarchal bullshit that we have been going through for decades, generations, like generations and generations. It's all coming to the surface for us to see, and that's why all of this bullshit, all of this self-centered bullshit, all of this selfishness, all of this lower self energy, all of this stuff is just coming to the surface, and that's why we see so many narcissists. It's not that they didn't exist before, it's just that we are now more aware of it, and people are more living that part of themselves, because we all have narcissistic traits, right? And I've definitely experienced some within myself. Like, that's just part of the healing journey. It's just part of waking up and just looking at all parts of yourself. It's necessary. But and that's why it's there's so much of this whole selfishness coming up, and the lower self, where we're literally being shown just how incredibly unintegrated we are, how disembodied we are, how dissociated we are as a society. And in any case, so why am I talking about this? I need to blow my nose. Okay, I can't remember why I spoke about all of this, but what I came here to talk about today is how to heal. Because I've been guided to talk on here for quite some time, and I never really knew what exactly is it that I should speak about, because I can literally talk about anything, right? Like I could just talk about whatever the fuck that comes up. Like I could just keep going for the rest of the day. And but I mean, the whole point is to provide value. So I'm like, okay, what can I truly talk about? What can I truly contribute? And it's sharing how I have come from how I got to here where I'm at, to where I used to be. No, wait, to how I got here from where I'm at right now to, not to, from where I used to be. Because nowadays, I'm a very aware, very integrated, very embodied, very self-loving person who knows who she is, who is very confident in herself, who has learned and is no longer self-conscious about speaking in public, and I'm no longer insecure about my insecurities because I have overcome perfectionism. I have overcome the conditioning of the family scapegoat. I have overcome the conditioning that I was the shame of the family. And I have worked my ass off. I have worked myself through all of this toxic conditioning, and I no longer subscribe to being the scapegoat. I definitely the scapegoat, and I didn't come up with that. I saw that somewhere in a YouTube comment, and I loved it so much. And I want to help people to get to where I'm at, because I want to help the people who have been in a very similar situation than I did, that I was. I can't do with the fucking grammar, with the times and stuff. Because and I want to help people to feel better about themselves, and to get themselves out of this fucking horrible place, because it's such a terrible existence to live with this role as the scapegoat, to live with this role as the black sheep, and to live like you don't deserve anything, and that you don't matter, and that none of your desires matter, that you're too much, that you're too sensitive, that you don't deserve anything good in life, that that somehow nothing will ever happen for you, that you never will get better. And I was in addiction for 20 years too. I forgot about that. But look, this is how far away it's from me now. So I just earlier, I was in the bathroom, I was like, how cool is it that I also I no longer drink coffee. Like coffee was one of those addictions that I had. I mean, you know, I feel like everyone has the coffee addiction in this world. So it's just so normalized, right? And it's objectively not really bad, but for me, it was bad at the end, because I was still addicted to that thing. And once you're addicted to something, it just means that you are not capable to make the decisions that are best for yourself, because I could feel that it wasn't doing me any good anymore. Like I would struggle a lot because of the coffee addiction, because I had so much physical stuff going on because of the way I would live my life for 20 years. I was in addiction for 20 years. So I had a lot of, and especially in the last 3 years, I've just been crying so much because I was transmuting and healing and like facing all of my traumas and stuff. So I was just so drained. I was so done. My body was just so done, and I was just still pushing my body with this coffee and had all the cortisol released into my body and stuff. And I just had this horrible negative loop of, you know, high, low. And that was just the story of my life. And that's just something that ruined my body back in the day. My body now is very healthy, obviously, because, you know, we only speak about things as we want them to be. And but it's also very true. Like, I feel so much better, and that is yeah, it's just something I just was like, you know, how we sometimes just forget to celebrate ourselves for the things that we have accomplished, which is, I think, very easy to do for people like you and me, if you are also a neurodivergent empath and, you know, growing up as the family scapegoat or as the black sheep and stuff. It's so easy to overlook our successes. It's so easy to not celebrate ourselves for the things that we have accomplished, because it's so ingrained in us that we always have to just do better, do more, keep going, prove ourselves, and we can never rest because we're never allowing ourselves to actually love ourselves and celebrate ourselves for what we have accomplished, because we've always known, well, it's never good enough anyway. Like, there is nothing to celebrate. It's never going to be acknowledged, right? And so we have internalized it so much that whatever we achieve, it's just like nothing. It doesn't mean anything. And that's not true. And so I wanted to remind you as well that yeah, you know, just look at yourself and be like, okay, what the fuck? Like, what have I even accomplished? Like, I have accomplished so much. Like, it doesn't fucking matter as well, like, if it's a big success or a small success, because here's the thing, the small successes are the big successes, right? Like, we couldn't have a big success if we didn't have small successes beforehand. So every success is basically a big success. So it wouldn't make any sense to wait to celebrate the big success, because you leaving out all of the small successes, and then the big success is just gonna be like this one event that you have trained for, or that you have worked so hard for, and then that moment arises, and then it's over. Like, you then achieve that goal, right? And then you're like, okay, now I can celebrate for like one day or two or whatever, or even a week, right? But then it's like, okay, but what's next, right? I have to do more things. I have to accomplish more things. I have to do the next thing. So then I can celebrate back, like, at some point in the future again, right? This next new achievement. But it's like, oh no, you don't have to do that. What about you just celebrate that, for example, today? Like, or if you train for a marathon or something like that, you first have to run like 2 miles, or I don't want to say miles because I don't even do miles, but okay, like 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever. Like, wait, miles, 10 miles? I don't even know how much a marathon in miles is. I do kilometers, okay? So it's like, you have to first run 5K and then 10K and then 20K and so and stuff like that. And so, are you only gonna celebrate when you ran 40K? Because that is what, yeah, I was just thinking 42K is what you have to run in a marathon. So like, are you only gonna celebrate when you run the 42, or can you just also celebrate before that, because you also probably never did 40, but also probably never did 30, you know? Like, celebrate those things too. And but I feel like if you're anything like me, then you're probably also perfectionist who just has been so blocked, and so, because perfectionists are very much procrastinators, right? And I think it happens a lot to neurodivergence, because we were trained to become perfectionists because we knew that nothing was ever good enough. So we really were so stuck in our minds that we would always think overthink everything, and just really try to make the best move to never make a mistake, because we knew if we made a mistake it was punished harshly, right? And so to be a perfectionist is more so that you're very scared of making a mistake, and because nothing is ever good enough, and nothing was ever celebrated, or you never experienced any form of success if it wasn't perfect, then that means you just feel very blocked to do certain things, because you're so scared of doing the wrong thing, right? And you're just in your head a lot, thinking a lot about, okay, what's the right move to make. And right, so why I'm here today is because I want to talk about how to thrive as a neurodivergent person, to how to get out of this horrible place where you just feel so stuck, where you feel like you cannot get any, like, no matter what you do, you never get anywhere and you don't feel better, right? And so the way I got to where I'm at now, from being so stuck, from feeling so sad all the time, but I wasn't even aware anymore that I was so sad, because the sadness had just become me, and I was scared all the time. And I also didn't feel the fear anymore, because that also was just the way that I was. Well, I was in addiction. I felt so ashamed as well, and I just very insecure, super scared to be seen, because I carried all of these unprocessed emotions with me: the shame, the guilt, the sadness, the feelings of inadequacy because of all the failed things in my life, right? Because again, I didn't allow myself to feel success of whatever I had done. So because I was conditioned that way, that nothing I did was ever good enough, right? So here's how I did it. I felt, and that is my proposal for everyone who's in a similar situation like me. It all comes down to feeling, okay? If you are in addiction, if you are identified with the emotion of shame, if you have all of these unprocessed emotions like shame, guilt, sadness, grief, feelings of I'm not good enough, and you have just wrapped yourself in those emotions, you no longer can see your true self. You no longer can see who you truly are, which is unconditional love, which is a beautiful gift to society, which is that you're so fucking gifted, and you're so beautiful and magical and talented, and you have so much to give, and you will do this. You will do this. But you first have to get there. But you first have to integrate everything that you have accumulated over all these years of horrible conditioning. And so basically, we've known this, right? Like, the body keeps the score. The body holds on to traumatic experiences. The body holds on to all of these unprocessed traumas. And if you haven't allowed yourself to feel these emotions, then you are running around in the world with this whole sack, with this whole, like, I would say carpet, but that's not a carpet. Just imagine a carpet around you. Let's just go with that. Like a carpet around you full of shitty emotions, right? Full of heavy emotions, like a really heavy, thick carpet, okay? And so you trying to walk around in the world carrying this heavy, thick carpet, you like rolled in this heavy, thick carpet, and you just want to walk about and have a good life. Well, how is that going to work out for you? Are you going to be able to like run around and feel alive and feel happy and easy and light, and run around in the field and enjoy the sunshine and see the butterflies? No, because you're going to be wrapped in a heavy, thick carpet full of bullshit. So wherever you go, it's just not gonna be a fun experience, right? So what you want to do is you want to integrate the carpet. But basically, like, now that we use this analogy, right, you want to obviously let go of the carpet, and you want to release yourself from the carpet. And the way you let go, though, is you feel everything that the carpet is carrying, right? Like, you carry this shame, you carry this guilt, you carry this fear, you carry this grief, and it's just like you walking around with it. So what you want to do is How do you get rid of the carpet? You feel everything that's attached to you, okay? Just know that these emotions aren't you, okay? It's not who you are. Do not identify with these emotions, because that's what I did my whole life. Because I'm so sensitive, I'm a neurodivergent, and if you are too, you know you're super fucking sensitive. So it's very hard to distinguish between who you truly are, your true essence, and that feeling, what you're feeling when you're an empath, obviously. Like what you feeling, right? You think that's who you are, but that's not true. You are a divine spark of God. That is your essence, right? That is unconditional love that you are, and everything that is around you, everything that you carry around with you is not you, but you carry it, and it is yours to feel. And once you feel all of this, that you integrate it back into the unconditional love that you are, the abundance that you are, the freedom that you are. And the more that you feel, the more you heal. The more you feel, the more free you feel. The more you feel, the more abundant you feel. The more you feel, the more confident you become, okay? So that's how you get to from where you are now to where you want to be. I mean, I don't know where you want to be, but you probably want to feel free and alive and beautiful and confident and independent. And it's absolutely fucking possible. And that's what this whole video is about, okay? I just want to encourage you to remember that you can absolutely do it, and you're so powerful. And if I can do it, you can do it too. You've heard this before. Many people have said this before, but it's really, really true. We are so capable of so many things, and so are you. Like, you're so powerful, and especially if you are a neurodivergent, because that is really our superpower. That is, like, we have such a sensitive nervous system, and yes, it can be very hard based on, you know, being treated so differently by so many people, and them not being aware of what they are doing to us. Maybe some are, and we are easy targets, right? But at the same time, it makes us so powerful, because we do have this ability to feel this deep, especially if you're an empath as well. And we feel this deep, and that is our Vorteil. I can't remember the English word. I will put it there. And so we have to make use of that, okay? Like, we have to use our gifts, because everything is a gift to us. Even the shadow bits, right? Like, the shadows carry our biggest gift. That's why we have to integrate everything, all of the shit that we don't want to. Because it will liberate us, okay? So yeah, that's my advice for today. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, as they say on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, because I'll be talking about more stuff. And I would love to hang out. You know? We neurodivergent empaths have to stick together. I feel like that is I truly feel that is what is so important, that we have a community at this time. I mean, community is important always, but it is so important for our healing to have each other, to know that we are not alone. So I definitely want to build a community of beautiful people where we can lift each other up and celebrate our successes and show up for each other. And yeah, so if you feel compelled to stick around, please do so. I would love to have you, and I will speak to you soon. Sending you so much love. Bye.